Okay. Oh, I just realized. Yep, I still have the one eyebrow thing. I've never been able to do this eyebrow, but I've been able to do just the one a little bit better than the other. Which is I don't know if that's like why this particular eyebrow is like a little sharper at the curve, maybe because that muscle works out a little bit more. Anyway, sort of random thoughts to start off the stream. Can you do your eyebrow single eyebrow raise? Anyway, um, anyway, hello, welcome, happy Monday. Um, and sort of, I guess the thing, because I'm trying not to dawdle, and I have a laundry list of things that I want to get done today, sort of like set up the rest of the week. Um, like in good standing and like have everything sort of like planned out ahead of time. That way I can just do one after the other. Um, but also like slight bit of chaos today, which is just how sometimes Mondays go. But yeah, so I have a list of things to do, um, two of which involve handwriting and notebooks and planning and stuff. So I've got one notebook and the glitter pens. I've got my Bujo and 4 packs of stickers set out just in case I want to use from one of those multiple um, sticker packs. Anyway, so I've got those. Um, yeah. So I've got some handwriting to do, adjusting of like outline possibilities. And I find that sometimes when I outline, I do it better by hand. So that's what I've got that notebook out for, and also color coding pens because yay. And then I've got the bullet journal out because I'm trying to adjust and make sure and sort of solidify in my brain um, timelines for quarter 3, which we are in quarter 3. We are almost 2/3 of the way through quarter 3. And quarter 3 was in my brain when I wanted to be sending out one of my particular projects for query for submission possibility, because it is a little bit more of a commercial thing, so it could fit in with some of the sort of like open call manuscript uh, manuscript submission things. So I'm trying to decide how I want to approach it. It'd probably be better if I had an agent, which means querying would probably be better. But at sometimes I'm also kind of like, I just want to send it in and see what happens. So I'm trying to solidify some timelines in regards to that particular project. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. I am adjusting outline, planning ahead for essentially September. Um, and yeah, and then like I don't have my documents pulled up because I want to get these 2 things done before I go back to the document. So those are the 2 things that I want to get done in the next 2.5 hours. Megan is going to be prepping for the job interview that you have tomorrow. You have to make the PowerPoint look pretty and finish up these designs. Yes. Love it, and good luck tomorrow. I hope you do wonderfully. I hope they absolutely think you're the top candidate and hire you right there. That would be nice. You're welcome. CB says hello. Hello. Welcome. Rachel needs to get 3 chapters revised. That's what you need to do. Understood. Maybe 1 per sprint. That's what the goal maybe is. CB's going to Spain on the 5th of September. Nice. You look weird when you try and do that. Your eyebrows are very pale, so it makes it more difficult. That is true. Like, you kind of have to have statement eyebrows to like. Anyway, but yes, pale eyebrows don't have the same impact as as dark eyebrows in some ways. Maybe it's the contrast. Maybe it's the contrast. So maybe if you had darker skin but bleached eyebrows, maybe that would work then. I don't know. Cool Gamer says, hey, you can't do the people's eyebrow. Is that what it's called? I don't think I've ever heard it called that. Ty says, hi, hello. Rachel says, oh my gosh, I have not heard the people's eyebrow in a long time. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard it called that. Is that like a regional thing? Or just like, am I being oblivious? I don't know. Monique says, hey, everyone. Hey, hello. Welcome. You're currently outlining the last 9 chapters of your novel. Amazing. So close. Yes, we're streaming today. Yeah, I have a bad habit of like scheduling it last minute. Mama Maggie says, hello, lovelies. Hello. You broke 50K of the August 80, but with 10 days left, you don't know if you're going to make it. Well, are you going to attempt it, or are you sort of just going to see what you get if you move forward with sort of like your current pace? Mom Maggie says, and I'm making enemies of Twitter this morning by pointing out the Nevada flooding, Kelowna and Spokane fires, the Lahaina fire aftermath are bigger, and Lahaina fire aftermath are bigger than all of these disasters than Hillary's pass over California. Yeah. The media's reaction to natural disasters, they're very, very quick to move on to the next thing, or move on to the thing that they think more people are going to care about in some ways. Like it's weird. I don't understand media. So yeah, you're so disgusted with all the media coverage about Hurricane Hillary when more people have died from the heat in the last 2 days. This is also very true. Yeah. Megan says, I hope so. They liked me enough to interview me based on my resume, which is amazing. Yes. So fingers crossed that continues. All the good vibes. The people's eyebrow used to be called the heat brow. I don't think I have ever heard it called either one of those. Look up The Rock and the people's eyebrow. I don't, yeah. Maybe this association sort of like seems a little familiar, but I don't think I've ever really heard it called the people's eyebrow. I don't know. Anyway, you're a grumpy Gen Xer today. I mean, you have a lot to be grumpy about. So like no shame there. Need more coffee. You could, yes. I always find that coffee tends to make me a little bit more anxious. So there are days when I just choose not to have it. If like in the morning, I can already tell that it's going to be one of those days. So usually those days I go with tea those days, but whichever you need to get through your day. Okay. He coined the phrase, the people's eyebrow. Gotcha. Okay. Monique says, also, I'm pretty sure I might have 100K total by the time you're done. You never thought you'd write this much. Yes. It stacks up so suddenly sometimes. Is 100K too much for a debut urban fantasy? I think it depends on the writing. And because if the pace is there, they will read it. If the pace starts to drag in a lot of places, it will get put down. There are definitely kids and teens, those who read YA who will pick up thick books. But there are also a lot of that same demographic who are slightly more intimidated by bigger books, and so they're not going to necessarily pick it up immediately. Like once they hear a good review of it, or if they're really intrigued by the premise in the back of the book blurb, things like that. But I do know that there are a lot of instant reactions of like, that's too thick. I'm not going to read that. But I know that generally, they, not always, because there's always exceptions to the rules, and you hear about the exceptions a lot of times rather than like the general average. But I think for like first YA book, like the first in a series or something, I think they generally like to keep it around 80 or under. That's not a hard and fast rule. But if you look at things like, I know we don't like to talk about the author who shall not be named, the first books are way skinnier. And then as you introduce the world, the books get thicker and thicker and thicker. And that way, those who are reading it get accustomed to reading a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. So it's kind of up to you. But just know that there are some benefits and drawbacks, cons and pros to having thicker or thinner first books. That's just kind of what you want out of it. So, but 100K is amazing. Monique says, good job for the 100K. Yes. Megan says, oh yeah, the Hillary hurricane was nothing. You hardly got any rain. That's good. That's good. Hopefully there won't be any more like mudslides and all that kind of stuff following it as well. But yeah. Monique says to Megan, thanks for the clarity. You're way more familiar with hurricanes being from Texas. Twitter has been being sort of like fatalistic about it. Yeah. This is also true because normally you don't have hurricanes in the Pacific. Like it's usually not a thing. So, or at least not a thing that I hear about. Of course, we're East Coast, a little bit biased there, but because there was also an earthquake. Gotcha. They're treating it like a real life disaster movie. Rachel says, we Gen Xers are known for our grump. With good reason. You have good cause. As do the millennials. It's just kind of like all of the generations have their own reason to have grump. So, so true. Yes. Becca is here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. Guess you'll ask your editor about the average. Yeah. The length of the book. Gotcha. Rachel says, I was honestly saying similar this morning about Hurricane Hillary, but then again, I've been through so many hurricanes that I probably have a sort of like eye roll attitude about anything like what California got. Understandable. You're planning to self-publish anyway. Yeah. Where you are in LA, there was a light rain and an earthquake that made your TV wobble. And you thought it was a snake. You think it's the surprise of Hillary in California more than the dangers from it that drives the reporting. Probably also true. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, we had to look it up because they were calling it Hurricane Hillary, and then they were talking about it being in the Pacific Ocean. And I was like, wait a second. I thought they were only hurricanes when they were on the Atlantic side and the Gulf. I was like, did it like cross over from those to the Pacific? No, there's something about the Northeast Sea, which is different from Northwest Sea. And the let me get my mouth and pronunciation together. The Pacific Northwest. What we Americans call Pacific Northwest is very different from the Pacific Northwest that the rest of the world looks at. And so the hurricane versus typhoon thing, the rest of the world's Pacific Northwest, that's where they use the word typhoon. But it's still like our Pacific Northwest, it can still be a hurricane because brain. it makes my brain just like so so it's like trying to grapple with like um where these imaginary lines are and like why do we name them the same thing like, if they mean very different places. Anyway, um so BC Brown, hello, welcome. Hey writing weirdos, long time no see, welcome. What is it that you like need to get done in the next 2.5 hours? That's kind of what we're going with, is like what is our top priority for today. Mom Maggie says, as someone who grew up with Gulf hurricanes, Hurricane Hillary seems like a joke. Yeah. Yeah, the only reason this is what I was saying earlier, is because the only reason it's odd is because it's in the Pacific. Yes. Pacific Northwest, where you live. Yes. Rachel says, same. Yeah. Mom Maggie says, Las Vegas had to send police into the tunnels to evacuate all the homeless, and they're hoping no one went back in because the flooding was so bad. Gotcha. Yeah. When you have a whole lot of water in an area that is typically arid, it causes problems. So, yeah. Just went out to get orange vitamin C water. Excellent. And T Thorn, hello, welcome. Today you're just stopping in and being social, but if you get some editing done, that's gravy. Excellent. Yes. Okay. So, two things, I guess, before we start our sprint. One, I went to Target because I saw something on social media. So I saw that they had this was in the Halloween decorations, in their sort of like dollar spot area that's no longer $1. It's like $5 and under. But anyway, so they had the ombre decanters. So I kind of had to have it. I really loved I don't even know if you can like see the real good color shading there. It's just like so pretty, and then it has the gold bat on the front. So I went to the store because I was like, I kind of want this. And then they had another decanter that was like sort of, it's not real crystal, but it's molded like it's a crystal glass type thing. Anyway, so when you turn it around, so if it's not Halloween season, you can turn it around and just have the ombre. But like it's Halloween season, so the bat will be showing. But like it's a decanter, but like I don't really use decanters, so I'm trying to figure out what to put in it. So I don't know if I should be putting in like maybe my finished Kanban things, or if I should just like, you know, those little tiny origami stars that like you fold up and they're sort of like puffy. I'm not explaining them very well. But like they make little cute stars, and like I could write, I don't know, self-affirmations on there or something, like take one out and read it when I need it. I don't know. Like, so I'm trying to think of ideas of like what I can use this decanter for. But that's so it's like, but anyway, so this I have currently, if I can get my arm and brain, that's going to be its spot for right now. But it's like, it's pretty, but it's like, I don't necessarily, like, I knew when I bought it, I was like, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to use it for, because I don't normally have decanters. So, you know, so if you have any suggestions of like what to put in it, let me know. I mean, other than like alcohol and stuff, because I don't really think I want to use it as an actual decanter, because I'm not sure how well this gold foiling is going to hold up, in terms of like washing it, if I like do put liquid and stuff in it. So yeah, Halloween decorations all year. Yes, that's gorgeous. Yes, they had this one, which is the ombre, and then they had one that was a um, white frosted that had the word apothecary and some like flowers on it. Um, that was really cute as well, but I opted to go for the mismatch instead of the matchy matchy pair. Lovely and spooky. Yes, nice potion bottle, right? I just like I don't know what to put in it. That's the thing. So yes, you know the little stars that I'm talking about. Yes, yes, yes. Um, you have a Star Wars decanter that you put your mouthwash in the bathroom. It's much more pleasing than a Listerine bottle. Yes. Is your Star Wars bottle clear though, or does it let light through? Because I've heard that um, somehow with like the teeth stuff, if light gets to it, it deactivates some of the beneficial properties to it. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just something I have heard. You could do some writing prompts on the origami stars and pull those out if you need them for nano. That's true. That's true. I would imagine that the Star Wars decanter is much better than the Listerine bottle. Yes. Could also fill it with candy. True. Fairy light. Ooh, fairy lights could be fun. Fairy lights could be very fun. Yes. Self treats for reaching specific writing goals. Yes. True. I like those ideas. We saw a few bats on Friday. That's right. You went bat watching. It was very windy, though. Oh, no. At least you saw a few, though. Getting a tongue scraper is far more effective at helping bad breath than mouthwash. True. I've heard this as well. Okay. So second thing is the card of the day. And then we will get to the sprint real quick. So our card, I pulled it just before the stream, is the electric eel. Bring your ideas to life. So seemingly out of nowhere, the jolt of the electric eel spirit appears to awaken you to a big idea that you are meant to explore. Epiphanies and aha moments are gifted to you right now, so celebrate. Your life has the potential for profound transformation. Inspiration arises in you, electrifying you, so that you can't wait to get started bringing your new ideas to life. The revelations you experience now are meant to set you on a new path, so do not be afraid to act. Explore, examine, and do not fear the changes that may come, for the Spirit wants to shower you with love, success, and abundance that you hope to experience. Now is a thrilling time of epiphanies, inspired ideas, and innovation. This is a wondrous sign for you. Very nice. I like that. Epiphanies and ahas, yes. Amazon Electronic Assistant Play Electric Touch by Taylor Swift featuring Fall Out Boys. Electric underwater nope rope. Nice. Nice. You're glad it wasn't wet though because the bats can drown. I did not know bats could drown. Hadn't thought about that being an issue. Goodness gracious. Now that is somehow in my brain. Okay, let's do our first sprinty sprint. Do we want our cute robot or do we want our teapot? Robot or teapot? What is your choice for 25 minutes? Cute robot or cute teapot? Megan says robot. Alrighty. Gotta share the screen now. Make sure the volume's up. Make sure it's big. All right. So here we go. 1, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, now's a great time to pull up those documents that you think you're going to be working on. 2, make sure you have something to drink today and have a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the first sprint. Apologies for disappearing for a few minutes. One, I put my ombre decanter potion bottle back up. Two, I started using some pens that I hadn't initially planned for, because I had planned just to use the glitter pack. Anyway, so I reached for one of my jelly rolls, and it would not. It did fine for like 2 lines, and then it started going really, really weird. Like, you can tell there's still moisture coming out of the pen, but no pigment. So I was like trying to get it to work. So finally gave up on it and like turned it cap down to like maybe sort itself out over the next, I don't know how long. Then I tried a similar color and it was doing the same thing. So I don't know if it's just that like I haven't used them recently, which I haven't. And I have had them cap up. So I'm hoping that because I still have a lot of ink left in there. Like, I would hate to have to throw them away because it dried. So anyway, I tried out a couple of tips and tricks that I know in terms of pens, but I just wound up going, I'll deal with it later, and grabbing one of the pens that I initially was supposed to be using. Anyway, I did get 1 2/3 pages of like notes and outline adjustments, like not full page breakdowns, but like decent amounts anyway. And I think I might work a little bit more in this, but this is the majority of what I needed to get done for the outlining stuff, which is great because I have my top 2 priorities and one is almost done, which is fantastic. So, yes. Hello, Paget. You are reined in Southern California and got your car stuck in the mud. Oh no. And you felt your first earthquake yesterday. Gotcha. Okay, Becca felt the earthquake. But I'm sorry that you got more rain than others in the chat. But so, hey, nothing to do but edit. I mean, there you go. Looking on the bright side, I guess. You hardly got any rain here. It's just the way, yeah. Hopefully the mud dries quickly. Yeah, hopefully so. And hopefully no mudslides. Paget says, I expected lots of hurricane drama from a southern upbringing, but it just rained and rained and rained. Yeah. And sometimes that's all hurricanes are, is just like an extra rainstorm. But sometimes it's a little bit more. I think if we try to dig it out in a day and a half, it'll be fine. Okay, good. Good. CB ended up relaxing, goofing off and playing games. Sometimes that's all you need, though. BC says, same here. It's your recuperation time. You're refilling the well time. Megan says, I worked on my PowerPoint presentation. Excellent. Yes. Megan, from a marketing standpoint, when you're doing a presentation like this pitch that you're making, do you go with one cohesive aesthetic through the whole thing, or do you show them multiple aesthetics to show your versatility? I have always been like, I either go to one extreme or the other. Like, it either has to be like completely all matchy aesthetic, or it has to be like maximalism and chaos. So I go one extreme or the other, but let me know what is better from like a marketing standpoint, because I have a feeling I know which one it is. Yeah. Anyway, Becca says, got one task done for this week's homework. Yay! Excellent. Rachel got one chapter handled on the revisions. Excellent. 2 left, but you need a break. If you don't make it back, enjoy the rest of the sprints. Understood. Yes. You generally stick with one aesthetic, but occasionally the maximalist one has its place. Yeah. Yeah. I think generally like a cohesive aesthetic is probably like the better thing to do. But sometimes my chaos gremlin heart cannot uh it just can't handle like being normal. So yeah. Anyway, all right, let's do another sprint because we have stuff to do. Again, I'm going to be still working in with the outline revisions, and then I'm going to be hopping over. I anticipate during this sprint to the planning for querying and all that kind of fun stuff. Querying and or submission goody times. Anyway, okay. Don't forget self promo is the second sprint time. Second sprint is the self promo time. There we go. Oh boy. Dude, am I sharing? No, I am not. Let's fix that. All right. BC says I'd make my aesthetic one of being consistently inconsistent. Yes. On this one, I think I might do two aesthetics to differentiate between my portfolio stuff and the pitch stuff. Ooh, in that case, do you have to have like one common element to? I'm like again, I'm asking because I don't know, and I'm like trying to figure out because I've never been able to figure out like, do you tie it together with a specific like color palette or like a similar color palette that has one shared color? Or like I don't know. Anyway, I'm probably asking you questions that you're already trying to decide between. But then again, or you already know the answer like 100%. I don't know. Anyway, brain. I should just like hush and let you do what you need. Because I don't know the answer. And anyway, chaos again. I can feel my brain delving into chaos, and that's not what that is not what today's sprint is for. Megan says it depends on the design. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's do this. Another sprint, 30 minutes. It is your self promo time. So don't forget to pop your promo in the chat. That means your websites, blogs, social medias, YouTube channels, and or books that are coming out or have come out recently, etc. Things you want to promote that are writing adjacent. Don't forget to promote those. Just don't forget that if you do not have a blue wrench of power, you will not be able to post direct links. Okay, that being said, 1, save your document and any and all progress you have made. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go, 30 minutes. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Um, I thought I would be done. Turns out I had more than I thought I did. So I'm still working on the outline revision and sort of expansion as well. Um, so um, that's where I'm at. I'm still working. Still working on task number 1 for today. Yeah, how we doing? I see there's a good bit of chat. Don't forget to pop in your self promo. Megan says, "Here's my latest post about my haircut, the pretty privilege and a haircut." Here on the Substack link, and here is Megan's Linktree link where you can find all of Megan's things. And oh no, Monique has the worst case of sneezies and nasal allergies. Yeah. I have definitely felt a change in the last, like, I want to say maybe 3 days in terms of like the amount of times that I've had to blow my nose. The amount of sort of like congestion and headaches. For sure. I don't know if like ragweed is blooming early or if it's something else. But yeah, there's definitely been a change in the last week that has impacted sinuses for sure. You're also getting a sinus headache. Yeah. Yeah. I have my bottle of Excedrin and a bottle of aspirin right over there for that. I know neither one of those is like good for your long-term liver, but they work for me. So Monique says, I made it to chapter 33 of my outline at least. Yay! But you're going to go rest, please. Rest well. Yes. BC Brown was asking what genre Monique writes in. YA urban fantasy. Title is My Ex is a Vampire. Yes. Mom Maggie says, okay, I have to stop scribbling notes on Vampire Baker versus Witch and go back to Cowboy a la carte. Curse you, my muse, and your shiny story. Yeah. Shiny ideas are so attractive. CB is planning to handwrite your nano project. So you're planning to practice your handwriting every day between now and November 1st. Sort of build those hand muscles up and things. Yeah. Mom Maggie says, I'll trade you your sinus headache for my migraine. I don't know that that's neither one of those is very attractive. KR, welcome. Hello. You're also having the same problem, migraine, or no, shiny idea, distraction. Yes. Yes, yes. BC loves urban fantasy. You write that and paranormal mysteries, but you can't restrain yourself enough to do YA, which is also understandable because sometimes that is important. BC says to Mom Maggie, I think you're not going to get very many offers on the migraine trade. Yeah. Yeah. So the Vampire versus Witch, Vampire Baker versus Witch is an lovers to enemies to lovers. Never written that trope. It's my least favorite, but the middle, meaning middle child or the middle of the story, is insisting that you write it for next month's 7-day book challenge. I don't know why I tried to make you have a whole new channel there. But anyway, Taunted or Haunted, Baker's son comes back from culinary school in Italy, a hottie and a vampire, uses his blood to poison a bachelorette party cake eaten by the descendants of witches, and only one of them survives. She thinks he saved her at first, and then her brother and his shifter partner discover the truth, and the hunt begins. They can't pursue him, but Lucy can. In the end, though, trapped by an avalanche, Lucy has to face the fact that her sister and posse/coven were the real bad guys in all of this, and that she still has lingering feelings for him since high school. She can't forgive him the trauma his act of revenge on her sister caused her family. This sounds like a lot of emotional unpacking to do in one book. But yeah, I agree. I would read this. um, CB says 21 words longhand. Nice. Ooh, Macy, Becca is working on more homework. It's going to be a heavy work week for the homework. Oh no. Here is Mama Maggie's Inkit, where all the drafts are free, and here's the link for that. Um, Probably still the huge amount of wildfire smoke and ash in the air constantly. It could be that. It could be that as well, rather than the ragweed. BC says I did nothing again. Well, you dreamed. You daydreamed. That's a thing. Daydreaming is productivity for writers. Yes, agree. Agree. All right, let's do another sprinty sprint. Let's see. We have done the robot. We have done a teapot. Should we do a spooky? We should do a spooky. Okay, so 25-minute. You can let me share the screen so you can see which one I'm talking about. So 25-minute Rotten Hood or 25-minute Stinky Bat. Dog, bat, dog, bat. Those are your choices. Which one would you prefer? Hopefully you could see the mouse moving there, but CB says Stinky Bat, please. Becca seconds the bat. Do. All right. So, 1, save your document, especially if you have made some progress. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you are hydrating. Cheers. If you need to take headache medicine and chase it with liquid, go ahead. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25-minute with our very grumpy Stinky Bat. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. How was that? Did we have a good productive sprint? Did you get something done? I did finish the outline revision that I was working on, and so now I'm going in and making some changes to the bullet journal in terms of things for September. I'm just sort of like brainstorming a list for things that I need to do in September in order to make those Q3 goals for that one particular project. I'm also like I know that it's going to take me more of the time than I think it's going to. Like I know that, so I need to build in a buffer of like how long it's going to take me to draft, edit, revise, like 10 bajillion times the particular query letters and cover letters and all that kind of jazz. So I know it's going to take me longer than I think it should. Like that's just how it goes. But yeah, so that's where we're at, is doing sort of like a brain dump of the process and how long I think it should take me, and then like what's going to be my buffer, things like that. How about you guys? What'd you get done? Stinky bat. Party bat. Yes. No words because your muse took over to talk about the shiny project. Please excuse you're going to get the duct tape chair so you can contain your shiny project and put her in the closet with your inner editor. I just like, I'm not really capable of doing that. I fully embrace. I mean, I know that if I want to be, this as prolific as I dream of being, like that needs to happen. But I am at the moment incapable of doing so. Do more daydreaming for BC, and you ate lunch. Excellent. Yes, get the food, the fuel for your brain. 72 words longhand. Okay, excellent. Timelines for production, etc., are so necessary to stay on track and make sure that everything is covered, right? Yeah, and because I'm not very skilled at, like, say, churning out a query letter or a cover letter and that kind of thing yet. So I know it's going to take me longer to get it done and then to edit it to the precision that I want. So I know that's going to be a learning curve, I guess. Because anytime you start a new skill or a new format of things, you're sort of like double checking, making sure it's right, making sure it's perfect. So, it's like it's going to take time, and I know that. Sorry, my hair is doing weird things. These earrings like make more noise than I anticipated. They have like the inner bit, and it clanks against the other. I'm not real good with like clanky noises right next to my ears, so I think these. Where did I get these? I think I inherited these from probably great aunt, but I think they may need to go be donated because I don't know that I can handle the jingly. Like, I mean, it's not like a terrible jingly, but like it's jingly. So I don't know if I should do this or not. So sound warning, but that's what it sounds like next my ear. So it's like, do I want it? Do I not? So I think they may have to get donated after today's usage. So yeah, so I'll wear them today and then clean them and then donate them, because if I'm not going to wear them again, or there's not a whole lot of point in me keeping them around. Although they are nice for like a very neutral color palette type outfit. But anyway, brain, chaos. Just you embrace your shiny ideas for a brief time, but you make sure it doesn't get as much time/priority as to whatever your current project is. Gotcha. CBSB says, be right back when you get your only sugary snack for today. #diet. Nice. Mom went to Costco and she discovered their Kirkland brand. I think it's Kirkland brand. Their ice cream bars that are covered in chocolate and almond chunks. I'm not sure if there's toffee in there as well. There could be. But they're very good. Like a lot more thick chocolate than you would normally get at like a regular. Anyway, it's a good ice cream bar. And they are tasty. However, lactose intolerant Jules has to take a gamble, even with the lactose lactate pills. It's still a gamble for Jules, and so Jules should not be gambling on whether or not that's going to be it's going to get revenge. But Jules has definitely gambled a couple of times, so but it's a box of like 18. Yeah, that is it's just like I hate that I am lactose intolerant now, or at least lactose sensitive. I despise it because I love cheese, I love milk, I love ice cream. I like cornbread, and it's got buttermilk in it, and that sets off my stomach. Like buttermilk biscuits, like all things Southern that have butter or buttermilk in them. I can't even, like milk tea, unless it's made with a lactose-free milk, can't have it. And a lot of the pre-made bobas are made with aspartame, which also does the same thing to my stomach. So, boo. Anyway, I'm going to stop griping, and we're going to have Rotten Hood give us a sprint. Because I still need to do some work. So we're going to have one more sprint. You have dozens of story seeds in a folder tucked away, and the Muse is in timeout for now because Mama has a schedule. Unfortunately, the Muse and OCD Goal Brain will deathmatch if you don't keep them separated. True. You like milk tea with almond milk. Me too. But again, has to be lactose free. And sometimes almond milk tastes weird with things, but yeah, aspartame, hate it. Gives me a headache too. But really any of the fake sugars like do my digestive system in. So I check the label, and if it has a fake sugar in it, I put it back on the shelf. So there you go. Which oddly enough really does, I don't know if it's super odd or not, but it does eliminate a lot of the like marketed diet food stuff. Can't have it because it's got a fake sugar in it. So, Thog says, "Oh, good, more for me. I grew up with diabetic mom, and you prefer the fake sugars. Well, more power to you, because I cannot. So have all of them. Alrighty, let's do this. One more sprinty sprint. 1, save your document, all the lovely progress that we are making. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for the posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how'd we do? I have mapped out a couple of things um, in terms of getting stuff done. Um, so, hooray! I'm just trying not to sort of smear some of the stuff I'm writing. But I think it's inevitable because gel pens often do that. Anyway, I have gotten at least a head start on some of the timelines and issues in terms of finishing up my goals for the third quarter. Um, I think I will have to do a little bit of work still, sort of outside the stream, because always do. But yeah, made some progress. The two main things that I wanted to work on today, I finished the first one and made a really good start on the second. So I think we are good in terms of making some positive stuff happen. So there's at least that. Yeah. How'd you guys do? Overall, did you finish what you needed to? Did you make some progress? So I'm talking about allergies. Yeah, so allergies can change. They don't always, but they can. Hopefully, they go away. That would be the nice change. The not nice change is the becoming allergic to something. You have an issue with nickel as well. You have to make sure stuff is nickel free, not hard but annoying. See, this is I can wear the cheapo stuff that has nickel. I cannot wear sterling silver in my ears for longer than about 45 minutes. It used to be a couple hours. Now it's about 45. And my ears just start to itch and get irritated. So, which is a problem because I like the silver color. So now I have to make sure it's like white gold. But yeah. So yeah. You don't have any allergies except for nickel, which means no glasses, no plastic or steel jewelry. Plastic has nickel in it, or maybe it's because it's like refined in nickel. How does that work? I'm curious. But yeah, my mom is allergic to well, I don't know if it's a specific metal or just metals near her skin. So her wedding band is like super, super loose because of that. So it doesn't have a whole lot of contact with her skin. She cannot wear necklaces. She cannot wear earrings. That was how she discovered it. And at the same time, she became allergic to isopropyl alcohol because when she got her ears pierced when she was 19, she did it at the doctor's instead of like a earring piercing place. And the doctor told her to clean it with isopropyl alcohol. So she developed an allergy to both the metals and the alcohol. So now when she has to go to the doctor to get shots, she always has to tell them, I'm allergic to isopropyl. You have to, is it betadine? I think it's betadine. Might not be the right word, but she has to stop them almost every time and remind them no isopropyl alcohol for cleaning the site. But yeah. So you had to make sure your clarinet was silver plated. Ooh, yeah, I hadn't thought about instruments being an issue. Yeah. Now, if you get reader glasses, you have to get ones that are made of wood or bamboo. Interesting. That's interesting. Like, I mean, the arms, yeah, but I hadn't thought about like the plastic ones maybe having an issue. Interesting. Thankfully, your optometrist finally checked you for progressive contacts. Gotcha. You used to be allergic to coconut, and then poof, it was gone. Nice. Excellent. You've been wearing contacts since 1986. I can't do contacts. I just can't. I have enough issues when my eyelashes fall into my eyes. I can't. And like every time I think like maybe I would want to try it, I see another one of those articles of like 13 pairs of contacts rolled back into the back of the eyeball. And I'm like, nope, I can't. Never mind. So yeah. Yeah. Can't wear lenses. Yeah. You're allergic to oranges as well. Yeah, which stinks because there are a lot of really nice teas that have oranges in them. And anything citrus smells good, but I'm guessing you cannot use any of the cleaning things that have citrus in it because it might have orange. But yeah, you wish you could wear contacts, but you're allergic to the stuff that contacts are made from. Yikes. You would like to see you would like the quick convenience of glasses, but unless the frames are wood or bamboo, you'll break out behind your ears within a couple of hours. Gotcha. Your prescription changes with the level of your chronic migraines, so you have 4 pairs of glasses. Yeah, that is true too. Yeah. You have a net positive amount of words that were written. Yay! And this little micro plot is really stumping you. Oh no! Still daydreaming. You like chasing the story ideas through a maze to see which ones advance and which ones hit dead ends. That's a very nice way to express it. Yes. Yes, this is exactly it. Yes. Becca decided you wanted to write on that sprint. You're working on another co-writing books. Yay! A lot of people have trouble with sterling silver. See, I've been hearing more and more about others who have this as well, but one of the few times that I've talked to like an actual like piercing person, it was like at a tattoo and piercing parlor. He looked at me like I was crazy, and he tried to like mansplain to me that no, I wasn't actually allergic to the sterling silver. I was like, my ears beg to differ. You don't know, you get those deep-seated itchy blisters with anything but silver, platinum, and titanium. Yeah, I can do platinum. I can do titanium. I can do surgical steel. I can do cheapo. But I cannot do sterling silver. Yeah. And of course, the wood bamboo. Yeah. Oh, well. All righty, y'all. I think it is time for us to say goodbye for now. And it is Monday. So that means that there are quite a few people who are streaming this afternoon. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Kat worked on, yes, Kat did work on updating the playlist. So there is, let me copy and paste this. Here's the tiny URL for the spreadsheet. And I know that Gloria Writes the Blues is normally on Mondays at 4, which would be in about 15 minutes. I don't know if HK is back yet. But Creative Sprints is on at 4. Usually Paper Tiger is usually on about now. And it says she does have one. So yeah, lots of places to go visit. Alrighty, y'all. Don't forget to save before you go. Save all your progress. And I will see y'all, I think, on Friday. I'm trying to do the bookends of the week and trying to deep focus during the week. So yeah. All right. Good luck. Megan, good luck with the interview tomorrow. And the rest of us, good luck with all the productivity and the writing and whatever efforts we are putting our energy into. All right. So I will see y'all soon. Bye.